Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a salute to the Texas flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. You may pray, meditate, reflect, or remain respectfully silent. At this time, you may begin.
Please remember our mission statement, unity and effort.
Pride and result.
And
this year's motto, Skyline Pride, I own it. Have a great day, Raiders.
I'm Jessica Raven. Today is my birthday, and your Skyline Scoop starts right now. Good morning, Raiders. This is your Skyline Scoop for Friday, September 22nd, 2017. Teachers, if you haven't done so, please join the PTA this year. Membership is needed for September 27th. Voter registration day is Tuesday, September 26th. See Mr. Swag or Ms. Christensen in the senior cafeteria to register. It only takes a minute to register. Don't forget to participate in our art contest celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. The theme is what the Hispanic culture represents to me. You may submit your artwork on a 12x12 poster board. Write your name, ID, and grade level on the back of the poster. Artwork is due to Mr. Solo, P18, or the main office by September 26th at 4:30 p.m. Are you ready for an exciting summer? Do you want to learn a new language? So you want to travel abroad? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then don't forget to apply for the CIEE scholarship. You can choose to study in countries like Spain, Italy, China, Chile, or Mexico. For more information, see Mr. Solo in Portable 18. Esmeralda Santiago's Coming of Age memoir, When I Was a Puerto Rican, is a classic and one that can be read over and over again. Her first book is so incredible, it is easy to forget her fiction work, but that would be a huge mistake. Her latest Conquistador stars a 19th century heroine for the modern woman. A daydreaming student in a convent school, Anna leaves her native Spain to run a sugar plantation in Puerto Rico and in the arms of handsome Creoles. And now, Ashante Pitts brings us a new segment here on The Scoop called Exposing Skyline, where we get your thoughts about our school.
What is your name and grade?
Giovanni Oviedo, I'm the junior.
What is one thing you like about Skyline?
I like the environment, everything's safe here. I like the building, the teachers, everything's cool here.
If you had to change, what was one thing you change about Skyline?
The traffic.
All right, thank you for your answers.
My name is Kaja Miles, and I'm in the 11th grade.
What is one thing you dislike about Skyline?
I don't like how during passing period we can't go up the ramp. Like we have to walk all the way around to go to our class, so it makes me late.
If you could, what is one thing you would change about Skyline?
The off-campus. I wish we could go off-campus.
Oh, well, thank you for your answers. What is your name and grade?
Rachel Wilson, 11th grade.
What is one thing you like about Skyline?
Our athletic program.
What is one thing you dislike about Skyline?
I don't know. Really don't know.
All right, if you could, what is one thing you would change about it, Skyline?
These kids.
What is your name and grade?
My name is Jaquan Ivory. I'm in 11th grade.
What is one thing you like about Skyline?
Chicken Tender Tuesday.
What is one thing you dislike about Skyline?
English.
If it's one thing you can change, what would you change about Skyline?
The passing period time. Like, I'm always late.
Oh, well, thank you for your answer, sir. And back to you, Jessica.
The annual Dallas Public Library Express Yourself Poetry Competition is underway. Skyline had several finalists last year. Let's make it a great competition again this year. If you're interested, please stop by the library for more information. Come watch the excitement as the Skyline Raider Band competes in the Battle of the Bands on October 7th. Get your tickets in the band hall from 2 to 4 every day for $10. The competition will be at the Beverly D. Humphrey Tiger Stadium in Lancaster, Texas. Football Pitchers Day is scheduled for tomorrow, September 23rd, 2017 at 10 o'clock a.m. Packets are available with Coach Rob in A18. Payment is due at time of service. Any questions regarding this matter, see Coach Rob. And speaking of football, Tony Green and the Skynet sports team are back with coverage of all your sports action.
Good morning, Raiders. Yo soy Tony Green, bringing you your sports coverage for the week. Last Friday, our Raider football team went head-to-head against the Duncanville Panthers at their school homecoming game. Starting off strong, our defense is able to trap Duncanville behind their 20-yard line and repeatedly halt the Panthers in their tracks with a volley of tackles and takedowns. This, of course, is just a couple of the defensive plays the Raiders had at the game. Defense did a lot better than our last couple of games and showed how much they've been improving. Taking a look at our offense, we have an impressive run from Darius Ashley, who was able to evade the Panthers with some fancy footwork and move the Raiders up a pretty good distance. Up next, we have Velton Gardner making the pass to Garyon Fuller, who makes the catch and moves the Raiders into a prime position. As expected, when you're this far up, someone like Velton Gardner is able to easily score the only touchdown of the night for the Raiders. Up next, we have Jonathan Hernandez for the kick, who was able to successfully score the final point of the night for the Raiders. After the game, Joanna met up with some of the football players.
Hey there, Raiders. It's me, Joanna, and today I'm with
Jonathan Hernandez, number 84, kicker and secondary punter.
My name is Victor Alvarado. I'm number 71. I play left guard.
So, how do you feel about tonight's game?
I honestly believe we could have won it, but we just got to put in more work. But that's what practice is for, you know. So I believe we are going to win a district championship. So,
what are you going to do in order to not lose the next game?
We're just going to stop giving up so early in the game and just focus on our blocks and just come off the ball hard.
Unfortunately, the Raiders did lose against the Duncanville Panthers 7-45, marking the third loss of the season for the Raiders. Make sure to come out to the game next week on Thursday at W.T. White, where our Raiders will be going up against the W.T. White Longhorns at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, the Skyline tennis team played against Richardson at their high school. Here we have Zach Hawkins with an impressive back-to-back rally that leads up to an impressive hit from Zach that manages to befuddle the opponent, leading to a long ball, earning a point for Zach and the Raiders. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, the Skyline tennis team lost against Richardson, adding to the list of losses for Skyline. And lest we forget that coaches are people too, here we have Lucas Palmitano with the coach's point of view.
I'm Coach Dietrich. I teach AP World History, Pre-AP World History, and coach tennis.
So Coach, how long have you been coaching?
Between the 2 times that I've coached, it would be a total of 8 years.
And what is your favorite thing about coaching, and did you think you'd end up being a coach?
I didn't think I'd end up coaching until we needed a tennis coach about 15 years ago. And then what I love about it is building team spirit and enthusiasm for the sport.
What other sports do you like? And would you coach another sport?
Other sports, I like racquetball, bicycling, horseback riding. But to coach another sport, I don't know if I'm really qualified to coach another sport.
Do you have a favorite quote? And if you do, what is it?
It's not a quote, it's a motto. Learn to meet deadlines.
Do you have a favorite athlete in the sport of tennis?
Jimmy Connors was kind of my idol. I like John McEnroe, Bjorn Borg. And favorite female player would be Chris Everett, so that kind of dates me.
This is kind of random, but what do you like to do in your free time?
Yard work and read.
And what's one thing that people don't really know about you?
I am a descendant of Sir Robert Peel, who was British Prime Minister under Queen Victoria, and also a descendant of Sir John Kay, who developed the flying shuttle for the textile industry.
Make sure to come out tonight at the Mayo Gym, where our Lady Raider volleyball team will be versing Coppell at 6:30. That's been it for this week. Make sure to support your teams and catch you on the flip side.
If you have not taken an ID badge photo, please come to the Student Center during all lunches today. All students must wear their ID badge daily. This will be your last opportunity to get your badge pictures taken. If you are assigned grade level changes during the school year, once your counselor has verified the change, you may receive an updated ID badge with the correct grade level for free. Once again, the Skyline JRTC is hosting the Carter Blood Care Drive. You may sign up to donate blood during lunches in the senior cafeteria. The blood drive will be Tuesday, September 26th from 9:30 to 3 p.m. Donate blood, save a life. Photo ID is required. Questions, call 972-502-3627. Melinda Hardiman recently caught up with Assistant Principal Dr. Lyons to ask a few questions in her new segment, Ask an AP.
Hey Skyline, I'm Melinda here with your new segment called Ask the AP, where we get to know our new and returning assistant principals just a little bit better. Now with me today, I have Miss Lyons, and she is our 2021 freshman class assistant principal. Now, Miss Lyons, what college or colleges did you attend?
I went to the great SMU, Southern Methodist University, for my undergraduate program, where I majored in Spanish and psychology. And then for graduate school, where I got my master's, I went to UNT,
Cool.
University of Texas.
Cool. Now, what experience do you have exactly with working with high school students?
For the majority of my career, I've worked with high school students, so at least 13 years. I taught middle school for a couple of years, and I taught Spanish as a teacher for like 7 years or so. So yeah, yep.
Cool, cool. Now, one outgoing question. What are your favorite hobbies, or any of you have any?
Wow. How much time do you have is the question. But I would say my greatest hobby, oh man, is traveling. I really love to travel and see different parts of the world and interact with different cultures, taste different foods. One might say I have wanderlust. But I also love to play sports. Softball was my best sport that I played. It was really great. I had a partial scholarship to a university, but SMU actually offered me a larger academic scholarship, so I went there.
Right.
And I love to play football and watch football.
Oh, wow, it's really, really interesting. You like to play football. But last question. What is your goal this year for our school, and one piece of advice you can give to our Skyline students?
Wow. My goal and my vision for this year, it kind of ties to my personal philosophy in life and then also in education, which is just to make a difference in students' lives. I would say that my vision for Skyline specifically is just that I hope to continue working with students and help them be great and continue to help them excel, because they're already excelling. They're already #winning. So
Right.
That's really, really my biggest thing.
All right.
My advice to kids, go to class. Go to class. Go to class. Love you.
All right, Skyline, there you have it. This has been Ask the AP with Melinda and Miss Lyons. Tune in next week when we go to our next AP here at Skyline.
The University of Texas in Arlington is sponsoring free SAT math prep sessions. Go to www.uta/universitycrossroads to register. There will be 4 sessions, September 23rd, 30th, and October 7th. 2 locations, Duncanville High School and W.T. White High School. You should bring your own calculators. Check out the flyers on the library doors, in the cafeteria, counseling office, or EIF. Well, it's that time again. It's weekend review time.
Hi, my name is Angel Galvin, and this is your weekend review. Going over the Pacific Ocean, North Korea has made it yet another ballistic missile launch on Friday over Japan's airspace. Again. Back in late August was the launch of the first missile that was also traveled over Japan's airspace. Experts have commented that these missiles are capable of reaching parts of the U.S. Japan has even began practicing missile attack drills. These Japanese public has demonstrated anger towards the provocative actions of North Korea, and even the UN held a closed session with North Korea to attempt to find another diplomatic solution. But these missile launches have only deepened their diplomatic isolation. This was President Trump's response.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea.
Protesters chanting "Free Our People" gathered outside the jail in downtown St. Louis for more than 2 hours Monday night to show solidarity with those who remain behind bars. Police said more than 120 people were arrested during Sunday's protests over the acquittal of a white former police officer in the killing of a black suspect. Some of those jailed were released Monday evening before organizers announced an end to the demonstration and told people to go home. Organizers said protests will resume Tuesday, but they gave no details. Last Monday, at least one bystander narrowly escaped death when a Russian military helicopter accidentally fired rockets into a parking lot during a training exercise. A video released on Tuesday shows. 2 helicopters swooped over a field at treetop level before one suddenly fired off rockets that seemed to hit a truck just a few yards from a bystander. The Russian military issued a strongly worded statement denying that the helicopter mishap occurred on Monday. And now we go to your weather scoop with Alondra Marquez.
Thanks, Angel. On Monday, September 18th, it has been confirmed from the National Hurricane Center that 2 more hurricanes have been forming in the Atlantic. Hurricane Jose will hit the east coast of the U.S. while Hurricane Maria is still continuing to strengthen. The eye of the Hurricane Maria is expected to move through the Leeward Islands during this week. The National Hurricane Center will be keeping an eye on the Tropical Depression Lee. Hurricane Maria formed Saturday in the western Atlantic Ocean, prompting a hurricane which for areas battered by Hurricane Irma last week. Hurricane Maria is packing maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. The storm is moving towards the Caribbean at 19 miles per hour, according to the National Hurricane Center. Maria is expected to become a Category 1 hurricane as it impacts the Caribbean. That means areas devastated by Irma could again be dealing with hurricane conditions by Tuesday or Wednesday. Shortly after Irma ravaged the Caribbean, Jose formed, threatening already wrecked houses, businesses, and shelters with major loss of communication. Jose passed north of the Caribbean islands and Puerto Rico last week as a Category 4 hurricane. On Wednesday, Hurricane Maria hit into Puerto Rico, which left the entire island without power and water and won't be back on until a couple of months. This has been your weather report. Back to you, Angel.
Now, usually, we would go to your weekend review, but we're not. Instead, here's your Emmy recap with Mikhail Austin.
Thanks, Angel. The 69th Emmys was last Sunday. Nobody watched it since it was Sunday Night Football. Only 11.3 million people watched the award show. The Packers game had 15.6 million views. I guess that means TV is going downhill from here. Wait, we're on TV. Well, at least we have our 5,026 guaranteed views. Moving on to the Emmys. Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, won Outstanding Lead in a Comedy Series and Outstanding Director for a Comedy Series on his show Atlanta on FX. A show called Big Little Lies on HBO took home most of the awards, winning 5 out of 21. SNL took home 2 awards by Alec Baldwin and Kate McKinnon on their skits on Trump and Hillary. Wonder what Trump had to say about the huge award show. Most of the nominees for each category were on Netflix. What does that say about our regular TV? It doesn't matter. We still get our views. Back to you, Angel.
And now, it is finally time for your weekend review. Saturday is Batman Day. I'm Batman. Sunday is Kiss Day. What are your favorite kisses? Some like pecking kisses, some like kisses on the cheek. I like Hershey's Kisses. And now, for your clip of the week.
Ice cream, Miss Sprinkle.
This has been your weekend review. And remember, I don't own it. You don't own it. We own it.
That's all we have for this week, Raiders. Remember to follow us at Skynet Broadcasting and stay up to date on all things Skyline by texting at SKYN to 81010 to receive mobile broadcasts of our Skyline Scoop. I'm Jessica Raving saying you all are invited to my birthday party at the Elks Lodge tomorrow night. See you there and catch you next week, Raiders.